Hello guys, this is 2016 4/24 10:33 a.m. in the morning in Tokyo time, and I'm looking at a Bitcoin CNY daily chart. Yes, the pair finally broke this resistance line and breaking up. Let me just briefly review my previous videos which I created, and that was the first video I created was Bitcoin hitting $30,000, which is very optimistic one, and the second one is Bitcoin not a buying opportunity at this time. And so I received some of the questions, and what was the difference, and why you said 30,000 and then going back to not buying an opportunity. Well, that's a very reasonable question. Well, this was a little longer time of the view because 2016 July or August the halving time will be coming in, so that was after the halving time, and this is before the halving time. And the previous analysis was, hey, this is like a trend line is coming in, and the pattern is came in, and it may bounce back down to 2700 area CNY. That's what I created, and that was wrong, and finally broke up. That was pretty amazing. Well, of course, there was a news came in like a SegWit was pulled, or well, sorry, I'm not an engineer, so I'm not really sure about it. However, one of the Bitcoin scaling issues was cleared away, and the market just accepted it in a positive way and bounced up. So anyway, that's just my previous explanation. And now what I'm looking at is this. Well, let me just go back to this BTC US dollar chart, and let me show you some of my ideas that I posted on my trading view. So what usually happens after this triangle formation is broken is pretty much lot of market participants will expect this height of this triangle may add it from the breakout point. It's just like somewhere around here. So this bar will make the target positioning somewhere around 550, and I took this Fibonacci projection level, and this is a major level, which is the 127.20%, which a lot of people will take the profit if they are sort of the shorter trade. One is this simple level of the visual target, and the other one is a Fibonacci level target, and these combine somewhere around here. So I just took from here this candle shape and moved down this area, copied and paste, and this looks like the chart is gonna be like that. And at this point, yeah, it's moving through this direction, and which is I'm pretty happy about it. And here is a huge harmonic pattern will kick into the play, and so the next target will be 550, which I am looking at it. So maybe the price movement is something like hitting 500, comes down a little bit, and maybe just goes to the 550 at the next movement. And yes, we do have this CNY 3000 level here, the usual suspect that price pushing the price back down to the certain level. So we might have some sort of the reaction low comes in. However, this triangle is already broken. I am assuming this is not a big problem. It may just breaks up pretty quickly. And one of the mystery of the Bitcoin is a trading volume. And if you look at a trading volume, this is a BTC CNY Bit China, and we can take a look at another exchange. Say OKCoin. Well, I do have a friend do the algorithm trading, and he was mentioning about that was one of the biggest mystery is this, right? OKCoins, the huge consolidation was here. However, the trading volume is really high, and it just went down. However, the price started to break to the upper side after the trading volume went down. So that's really the mystery that he told me. And if we look at a Bitcoin US dollar chart, this is a Bitstamp. And yes, the trading volume is pretty much dead. And it just looks like it's not traded. However, the price is moving up. And usually, if we are looking at a stock or like an ETF or the listed share, yes, the trading volume is a key. However, one of the things I'd like to mention is that Bitcoin is the what we call the OTC market. OTC market. Sorry, it just looks like E. So, which means over-the-counter market. So anybody can trade Bitcoin US dollar. Some people do transaction on local Bitcoin, which broker doesn't exist. Maybe the people just meet peer-to-peer and buy and sell Bitcoins. It doesn't count here, of course. And there are many exchanges over the world, and each exchange reports a transaction volume. However, there is no certain law how to count the transactions. So some of the exchange, well, Mt. Gox was using like a bot to increase the trading volume. The shortcut answer is there's no way to measure the transaction volume in a Bitcoin market. So what I am looking at is this one, and this is the coin market cap. Well, this is a pretty famous one, and if you look at these global charts, you will find a total market cap transition. And of course, this was the biggest market cap. However, that was Mt. Gox, and well, it's pretty dubious. I'm rather looking at a shorter term, like a 1-year history chart, and this is market cap is just increasing, and it just broke the higher high here. So that means money is flowing into this cryptocurrency, and of course, well, altcoin is going like crazy, like a Dash or Madecoins or etc. Well, I don't trade altcoin, but a lot of people trade, and the share of the Bitcoin is sort of inching down. And now it's counting somewhere around 80 to 85% of the total market. And this could continue. However, the key is this one. So this one is the most interesting part for me. That if you are trade on the forex market, it's a different story. The capital flows from US dollar to euro, euro to yen, yen to US dollar. It's sort of pretty much determined. It's just a balance game. However, this is a new game, like it's a fiat currency to the cryptocurrency, right? So if the world structure is changing, it's gonna go crazy like this one. And if this goes that way, well, of course Bitcoin will goes up. So that was my basic foundation of the idea. And so this is a kind of the interesting model. For me, it just looks like Bitcoin may follow this sort of the history. Well, the Bitcoin inception is somewhere around 2008 November or something, so it's already 7 to 8 years past. So Bitcoin is somewhere around here, right? Bitcoin is somewhere around here, and market cap is somewhere around 7 billion as of today, so it's right here. So what we are looking at is a Bitcoin is very slow. Maybe this sort of the movement. It's not, well, of course there was a Mt. Gox right here. However, well, it's we are basically inching up. We never know, like a Uber or like a Facebook is pretty much the similar age group, and they just shoot up at a certain point. The Uber is some sort of the interesting company, like it doesn't have got any inventory, it's just matching their businesses between people to people. In that sense, like for me, Airbnb is pretty much similar. Well, even in Japan, people are like striving to the Airbnb for the Tokyo Olympic. Anyway, this is a comparison chart I found on the website here, and anyway, that's they made an interesting comparison at the Google Trend. For me, it just looks like a current currency market. Hey, the Marriott is the biggest game player, and just inching down, and like a Wyndham or Stout, or well, these guys are the major player in the hotel market. However, one day Airbnb came in and they just skyrocketed, because these guys brought in a very new ideas. Like they don't have a room, they don't have a hotel, they just match. People's idea shifted from the hotel to something to share, right? And this made Airbnb skyrocketed. And for me, if I look at this chart, it just looks like this red one looks like a US dollar, and US dollar consists somewhere around 60% of all the transaction volume at the forex market, and this yellow one looks like well, it's not exact, but it just looks like a euro, right? And euro consists somewhere around like a 20% of the market. The next one may be the GBP, or the next biggest news is a Brexit comes in, so that may increase the Bitcoin value. Anyway, who knows? And the next one may be the JPY. Well, GPP and JPY is something closer, but anyway, it just looks like a major. There are one big player here, and other euro, pound, JPY sticking around here. And one day Bitcoin comes in and just skyrocket. That's my sort of a dream. And however, we never know, it could happen. And well, it not maybe the Bitcoin, it could be the Ether, it could be Dash, or it could be Litecoin, who knows. However, people are looking for a different sort of the solution for the money transaction. It's just like a hotel market. So that's what I'm looking at it. So anyway, within a shorter time period, I'm looking at a 550. However, that's a little shorter time. The halving is coming in somewhere around like August, July, something around here. After the halving, maybe a couple of months, maybe the big mining farm was holding their Bitcoin inventory there, and they try to sell around here. So maybe the 1 or 2 or 3 months will maybe just go sideways. However, after this supply of the Bitcoin is evaporated, maybe just price skyrocket. That's the other scenario that I created on a 30,000 video. So that's, well, it's just my idea. There's nothing in sure. However, that could happen. Okay, so sorry, today I just tried to sum up, but it just scattered around. Well, anyway, the thing I was trying to give the idea is the total market cap of the cryptocurrency is increasing. And if we look at a similar like inception time of a company like Uber or Facebook, these guys just skyrocket at a certain point. And well, this looks like a hotel market. One of the new markets just skyrocket at a certain point. So I was just looking at these things, sort of the similar thing in Bitcoin, and that will support this 30,000 video. And I do hope this happens for myself too. I do have a little amount of the Bitcoin, so I'm just hoping for myself. But it's not me deciding where the market will go. That's the market dictates all the pricing. So we just need to look at the market, right? Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really appreciate all the comments and etc. I created a first video, and it seems like 2,400 people looked at it, and I got a lot of comments. I do appreciate all the comments. Thanks, and have a good day. Bye.